Hello and thank you for joining us at Game Gumshoes. This is Chris, and today we're going to have a review of Oh Gnome You Don't by Gut Busting Games. It's a game that's 2 to 6 players and it's ages 13 and up. There's the box lid. You may remember Gut Busting Games from doing Redneck Life or Trailer Park Wars. First off, let me cover why it's 13 and up. Okay. Problem is, they have references to elderberry wine, gin, and mead. Now, unless the kids you're playing with are paying a lot of attention to the names of the different things on the cards, I know what they are, I don't see where it's a real problem. I mean, it only looks like a honeycomb and some berries. In fact, you could even make jokes about other things with the juniper berries if you felt the need to. I mean, you basically start off with your own little gnomes. Each of them are named, although the name isn't really important. As you can see by their shirts, they are color-coded to match the little bases that are given with them. Each player gets a deck of Brawl Cards. Now, Brawl Cards are used if you happen to wind up on the same space as another player and decide you want to steal their gems. Now, just so you get an idea, these are your gems. These are how you win the game. The person who ends the game with more gems wins. Your black one, that's a 1-pointer. Your blue one is a 3-pointer. Red is a 5-pointer. And gold is 10. The thing about the game is during fights and during your play, you have various cards you get to use. Start with a draw deck. You'll be able to see that there's green, purple, and red cards. Each of them do different things. Your green ones are the things you want to collect in order to cash in at the various places you'll be able to stop at along the game. Each card has 2 different amounts as their worth. This particular one, if you can get to a business called the Grub and Grog, then it's worth 6 points, but if you try to cash it in anywhere else, it's worth 4. The locations are the Grub and Grog, the Gnome Depot, the Toadstool Cafe, and the Tinker's Cart. Now, you will not see any cards that go to the Tinker's Cart, and that's because the Tinker's Cart is special. The Tinker's Cart allows you to take any card and roll a d6, and you get whatever values on the d6. Could be a blessing, could be a curse, it all really depends. But at the point you hit the Tinker's Cart, it's time for you to win anyway, so you might as well cash in whatever you've got. Each set of cards is basically themed on the location you're going to. So Grub and Grog are, as I said, the alcohol-based type stuff. Toadstool Cafe are various foods that your little gnome would eat. And the Gnome Depot is things like piles of wood, a cornucopia, deer antlers, wildlife type stuff that you would find out about. Now, the game plays in a combination of ways. It kind of plays like Candyland as you go around the board and you encounter different things. But at the same time, you have a chutes and ladders type element to it because there are slime paths that you can slide down, and there is also a troll bridge that you can pay to get across. Highly recommend paying the troll because the stuff that is on the stones in between the beginning of the bridge and the end of the bridge, pretty rough stuff. Let me get back to the Brawl Cards. The Brawl Cards come between 1 and 10. As you can have something as simple as an ear flick, or the wedgie yank. There are butting heads, shin kicks, all kinds of little wrestling moves in here. So the kids will enjoy being able to play these against each other, against their parents. Now, the youngest kid we played with was 8, and they enjoyed it. I have to admit it doesn't have a lot of the same humor level that the other games that they create have. This is more low-key. I mean, even though it's got the 13+ rating, it seems like it's very family-friendly, very kid-oriented. It's a shame that because of references to elderberry wine, they had to get a 13+. Now, each person starts off with 2 of your green bordered cards at the beginning of the game. You have to keep these separate at the beginning and shovel these up and then deal them out. After you're done dealing the 2 out to each player, then you can mix them in with the other cards and shovel everything up. Now, your purple cards are kind of action cards. They give you different things you can do. There are things like the greedy squirrel. I'm not going to spoil the joke on here. I'll let you read it for yourself. But the greedy squirrel goes and takes another gnome's gem or nuts, whether it be walnuts, hazelnuts. There are several different nuts. They're the ones that would go to the Toadstool Cafe. There's things like mining, where you can actually mine for gemstones and get yourself extra stones. You have friend animals that help you out along the way. Yes, you can get a nip of gin that allows you to get one of your Brawl cards back. Now, the reason you would need that is if you do get the opportunity to brawl with someone, what you do is use your cards to kind of bid against the other player secretly as to what level attacks you're going to do. So, say I played an 8-point headbutt, and my opponent plays a 4-point beer tug because they really know that they don't have a lot of gems, so there's not a lot you can take from them at this point. So they're willing to sacrifice a few more gems in order to make sure that they're not wasting their high point cards. When I say wasting, once you've used it, you lose it. It goes off to the side, and unless you get something like the Nip of Gin, you don't get them back. They're a one-shot deal. Use them wisely. On that same token, when you're doing the various things to help yourself or hurt your opponents, there are also things called interrupts. And they help out, say you see someone mining, but you don't want them to get the gemstones, you can do a mining interrupt. The end-all be-all of the deck is the Oh Gnome You Don't card. Let's see, there's Dirty Tricks. I like this one. Pull My Finger. In it says, when your gnome is challenged to a brawl against his will, you can present this card, and instead of brawling that aggressive little opponent, gnome is blown back 2 spaces. And you also have interrupt enemy animals as well that go and steal stuff from you instead of just helping you. Although I have to admit, some of the other ones can be used to hurt you as well as help you. At this point, I want to cover some of the things that in a way, shouldn't really matter, but to me, they kind of stand out. I don't know if you noticed when I was showing off the Brawl cards, but if you look really closely at the top edge of the cards, you see little white spots, and that's from the surface being rubbed off. Unfortunately, these cards and the game board themselves are both textured. I actually wish they'd just done glossy, but I mean, they want to give you what you're paying for, and by giving you high quality, or what looks to be high quality you know, they think they're giving you a good product. And, you know, so far I haven't really been very disappointed with their product. I know Redneck Life was done with a standard board, and so it didn't have any of the problems. This is the Oh Gnome You Don't board. Now, if you pay close attention to the seam, that's where the ink is kind of fading from the board. Had this been a glossy board, probably wouldn't be having that, but again, it's textured. Please give the game a chance. I know they'll be at Gencon this year because I'll be there helping them out on their Redneck Romeo and Trailer Park Princess contest. Their game retails for about $34, and like I said, if you get a chance to buy it at the convention, get it at the convention, because they usually do something really interesting if you buy one at the convention. I know at Origins they were giving away sausage straps. Basically, piece of tape, pictures of sausages on it, and it was affixed to the box to where you could use it as a carrying strap. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you'll give Gut Busting Games an opportunity to impress you with their games. Not only do they have the Redneck Life, Trailer Park Wars, Oh Gnome You Don't, and some expansions to those games, they're also going to have 2 new games coming out soon. Got to try them out at Origins, and hopefully you'll get to see them soon. So again, thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.